What's going on, Hobby Link International? My name is Ben and welcome to the very first build day, episode 2 of our Klingon K'Tinga battlecruiser in 1/350th scale. Today we're going to go ahead and start some construction. We're going to work on the bridge area and that lower globe area there where the photon torpedo tube is and all the lights and all that. So we're going to get into it today, guys, and see what we can do starting off here in the beginning and just working our way down. Not sure how far we'll get today, not sure how this goes together. It looks pretty straightforward, but you never know. But I want to go ahead and get in there, give it a shot, and see what we can do. So we're going to grab our parts, do a little bit of basic assembly. We'll do some part prep as well, some sanding, some filling if we need to. Just kind of figure out how this goes together, and then I'll have a good idea about how the lights will go in, and then we can go from there. So let's jump into our first time lapse, and let's just start with some basic assembly. We're going to work on the bridge, do some part prep for different areas there, and just get into it and see what we can do. All right, let's get this show on the road. So far, so good. The parts do fit very, very well. And I think I am ready to go ahead and take a look at the lighting. We need to figure out how these little LEDs will go into the model kit and how they'll eventually connect to the power. And there's a lot of little ins and outs that I may not know. This is my first time really ever trying a lighting kit like this on something this large. This is 1/350th scale, and it's probably the biggest model I've ever tried to build. And of course, I'm trying to light it as well, so that's why I went with a store-bought lighting kit as opposed to trying to make my own. So the first thing we're gonna do here is I wanna go through all the LEDs and pull out the one we need. Now, luckily, each LED strand is labeled with a letter. And that letter corresponds to a letter there on the circuit board. So as long as you get them all in the right order, you're good to go. So we have one of our wires right here, and this is actually not the only wire that goes onto this whole chain. There's another one that we need to go ahead and daisy chain this up with. But for right now, we're just going to take a look at how the upper bridge area kind of goes together. And it looks like there are pre-molded LED stops that these just kind of plug right into. They don't necessarily fit 100% perfectly solid. They will need a little bit of glue on them, of course. And there are a couple different sizes. There are 3mm and 5mm, both cool white and warm white. So you got to make sure you have the right LED in the right area. But like I said, Polar Lights does give you some really nice already pre-molded in connection points for all those LEDs. So as long as we get the right LED in the right location, we're good to go. And it looks like, yeah, we have two facing backwards. We have one facing straight down into the bridge area. And it looks like eventually we'll have two facing forward to go ahead and light up that front bar. So yeah, not too shabby. Very, very interesting connection points. Now, the one thing I have heard is you want to go ahead and test these LEDs before you start gluing them into the model. And I think I'm a little bit of ways away from actually gluing them in. However, I do want to go ahead and give these a real quick test fire, see if they work. So let's go ahead and load up our 5-volt battery pack, and we're going to go ahead and plug in the LED string and see if it all lights up. I've heard sometimes it can be a little wonky. We will also need an additional LED strand. This is going to be the one that goes through the neck and attaches to the upper bridge area. This one will plug directly into into the circuit board. So let's go ahead and grab that one and let's go ahead and couple these together. Luckily, they have these really nice little plugs. You just go ahead and pop those in there. Make sure they're in the right direction though. Don't force them if they're not going well. Make sure that they are slipping in the right way. And the same thing with the circuit board. This is only a one-way plug. So make sure to get that nicely secure, but make sure you're not going to bend or break anything, because I've heard if they fail here at the board. Then let's go ahead, just give it a little bit of pressure and flip on our battery pack. So all the LEDs are nicely illuminated. We are looking sharp. So this is great. So let's just for fun, let's take some of these LEDs that are already lit up and let's push them through and see what they look like. We'll do the bridge one first, and yeah, check that out. Very cool. Illuminates that entire red ring right there, but it won't be the whole thing lit up. There'll be little windows we'll need to mask off at some point, but you kind of get the idea. And then of course the two rear-facing LEDs illuminate this little kind of a floodlight looking thing, and that's going to have to be light blocked and masked, but we'll get there eventually. Right now I just want to test everything out, see how it falls together. It's looking like it's going to be pretty cool, and honestly a lot easier than trying to make up your own lighting kit, seeing as I'm not necessarily as experienced as some of the other modelers who build Star Trek ships. This is going to be, I think, a lot of fun. So yeah, everything pushes into place, looks pretty cool. So let's move on and check out the rest of the parts. So one thing I have noticed is that the very front of the upper bridge area is this long, clear light pipe. And this is supposed to then be covered up by our windows, and these kind of just plug in and glue down, and that's going to be all of your lit up windows. Fits decently. However, you only get a few LEDs to run that entire light pipe. And I have seen other people online mention that it's just not necessarily as bright as you might want it. So what I want to do is maybe rethink that area a little bit and potentially add in some other LED strips. Maybe remove this light pipe completely out of the way and put in my own LEDs that might be a bit brighter and just kind of augment the existing lighting kit. I think that might be a good idea, but we'll see when we get there. Let's move on though, and let's take a look at the top of the dome here for the bridge. Now I mentioned last episode we were given two different parts. One is a replacement part that is resin and is decently molded, very crisp, very clean. The problem is it doesn't fit without some work. We'd have to sand down this lip right here. We'd have to go ahead and light block the inside of this with some black paint, glue it down. It's not necessarily very easy to get together, but the kit part, even though yeah, it's not as sharp or as cleanly detailed, it still looks really nice, and it is keyed so it only goes one way, which is really helpful for a newbie like myself. We go ahead and light up one LED and stick that in there. We can see it looks pretty cool. When compared though to the resin, yeah, you can definitely see some light bleeding through the material, so it'd have to be light blocked several times, and again it doesn't fit right down on top of that bridge area. So I'm a bit more inclined to use the kit part and leave the resin part alone for maybe a future build or another scratch build idea. I think it'd just be easier and less work. So yeah, I'll probably end up going with that. But with all that being said and done here, guys, let's move on with some more building some subassemblies. We need to work on the neck area. We need to go ahead and do some test fitting, dry fitting of different parts and pieces. That entire front globe subassembly has a lot of parts and pieces that go together to create the entire look. So I want to get in there, clean up some of the sprue, make sure that everything is neat and tidy, and then we'll be back and I'll show you guys what we figured out. So let's get back in there, see what else we can do. Alright everybody, we are back, and after a little bit of dry fitting, test fitting, cleanup and all that, I know now where the LEDs go, how they get from point A to point B, how everything kind of goes and builds up around those LED wires. This is going to be a really fun kit to make, for sure. Now I have noticed that the part fit on this is excellent. The parts almost snap fit together, which is really, really nice. I will be gluing them, of course, because there's other side trim details that have to be glued on, as well as around the front of the lower portion of the hull. That's got to be glued on as well, and that's where all our windows will be for the lighting. But I think this is a really great fitting kit, and so far it's going together really, really well. Now we are given Photo-Etch pieces for the windows around the lower globe and around the upper bridge area. So I'm going to have to figure out how those will go together. We'll work on that next episode though, because I think this is pretty good for right now. Kind of get in there, get our feet wet, figure out the different layouts, figure out how the parts go together. And I think next episode we're really going to dive in and start putting in the lights, start doing some paintings. Also, the connection point between the bridge, the neck, and the main hull is really, really solid. I'm not going to push it together all the way because I have a feeling if I get it in there, it's not going to come apart. So that tells me that this is going to be a really solid fitting. There's actually 2 locating pins along with 4 of these little tabs that push through and click upwards and lock behind that whole plate. So I think this is going to be a really solid fit, and plus it has an open space for all the LED wires to string through and up into the lower portion of the hull where we'll plug into the circuit board and plug into the battery. So very well done. This is going to be an awesome model to build up. But I think that's enough for today, guys. I wanted to go ahead and get an idea of how this goes together and what I'm looking at for the rest of the project. And so far, I'm really happy with how this has gone together. Like I said, I just wanted to go ahead and get my feet wet, get into some of these sub-assemblies. We've already assembled a good portion of the upper bridge area. I'm going to go ahead and next episode come on in, and we're going to start dropping in those lights and start stringing everything together, and slowly but surely we'll get this all squared away. So until our next episode, guys, you know the drill. Get out there, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool, and we'll see you back here on episode number 3 for the 1/350th scale Polar Lights K'Tinga Klingon battlecruiser. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.